Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to another Currencies Direct weekly sterling euro podcast roundup with me, Keith Spittlenik. It is Friday, the 28th of January. Well, look, any budding economists out there whose dream it is to head up the Bank of England one day, you maybe should start looking for an alternative vocation. The current governor of the Bank of England, Mervyn King, he's certainly getting put through the mill at the moment. He's got to explain why the Bank of England's inflation target of 2.5% is way off target, with the UK's inflation expected to hit 5% this year in 2011. Now, at the same time, this week we had the latest set of GDP figures released from the UK economy, and it seems that in the fourth quarter of last year, the economy was at best flat and at worst actually contracting once again, with the threat of a double-dip recession now on the books, as we all know, the harshest winter in a century really hit the retail and the services sectors. That's all led to where sterling euro is at the moment, trading down at 116.20. Now, the ultimate nightmare for Mervyn King at the moment, it must be stagflation. And what stagflation is when inflation continues to rise and the economic growth slows. That would be the worst case scenario for him. The trouble is, at the moment, you see, the Bank of England are really at risk of losing its integrity, and there's growing signs at the moment that within the Bank of England Monetary Policy Committee, whose duties it is, amongst other things, to set interest rates, there's now two members, as Andrew Sentence has now been joined by Martin Wheel, and they're both calling for a rate rise to combat what they see as an inflation problem that could easily spiral out of control. Now, Mervyn King himself has repeated that the forces that are driving up inflation are out of his control, and he does have a point. Look, rising energy and rising food prices, they're just not going to come down if the UK raises rates. However, if inflation doesn't come down and it becomes ingrained in the UK economy, then we could see wage inflation coupled with a slowing economy, and that is one thing that will be a deadly mix. Mervyn King really had no soothing words at all. He warned the UK to expect living standards to fall, and there's a big likelihood that things wouldn't improve much for the rest of 2011. So one thing's for sure, 2011 looks like it's going to be a tough year for the UK economy. You've got the government's austerity measures, they're really going to take control. There's a slowing housing market, and of course there's this threat that the consumer in this sort of environment could very well stop spending. So all in all, with certain sections of the economy calling for a rate rise, the job Mervyn King has as Governor of the Bank of England could well prove to be one of the most challenging yet. That's all from me for today. Thanks for checking us out, and please don't forget to catch us on www.currenciesdirect.net.